Today is May 29th. Welcome on in to Daily Cards Live here on ClaibsOnline.com. I am Joe Roderick, joined alongside by Bob Ramsey here on this Memorial Day, and we want to thank all of those that have served and given all for this country over the years and allowing us to have the day off that we have today, which includes Rammer afternoon baseball for the Cardinals. 1:15 Cardinals and Royals, the I-70 series. A weird week for the Cardinals, a 2-day homestand and then 2 days off. This is the first time that I can remember 2 scheduled days off back to back in the middle of the season. Is this something that you've ever seen?
It may have happened, but I can't recall it. Obviously we have the All-Star break, but as far as your regular season schedule, I'm not sure that I can think of a time. So many years, so many games. It has probably happened. I think before airplane travel, it probably happened, more occasionally, but no, not in recent history.
And it's going to happen again later on this month when the Cardinals go over to London. They're going to get 2 days off. Them and the Cubs will each get 2 days off to acclimate themselves over to the time change going overseas. But this is, they're just going to Pittsburgh after this. You don't need that. you don't need a big time change to head that way. But a 2-game series nonetheless. Adam Wainwright on the mound today against Josh Stromont for the Royals. Hey, our bootlegging lineups, they look like this. Lars Nootbaar in center. Paul Goldschmidt DHing today. Third, Wilson Contreras is catching. Brendan Donovan at first. Paul DeYoung at short. Alec Burleson in left. And Tommy Edman is in right field. For the Royals, Nick Prado is in left. Vinny Pasquantino is at first. Salvador Perez DHing. Bobby Witt Jr. at short. MJ Melendez is in right. Michael Massey at second. Freddie Furman, not Freddie Freeman, that's Freddie Furman, is behind the plate. Nicky Lopez at third. And Drew Waters is in center field for the Royals for their game today. And Rammer, the Royals, again, having a little bit of a rough season as we kind of grown accustomed to over the years.
Yeah, they've had to shift some things around. Bobby Witt, who everybody knows he has big league talent, but hasn't quite put it all together. They've moved him from leadoff to further down in the order, trying some different things with him. Perez is the one guy that continues to be a star and is really the only guy it seems like they can count on here these first 2 months.
Yeah, and he's continuing to put up really good numbers for the team. Is he at the point now in his career where he's going to be a Royals lifer and just kind of one career or one team his entire career? We know how much he appreciated and how much he looked up to Yadier Molina, who played his entire career with the Cardinals. Is that kind of the path that you see Salvador Perez on?
I don't know enough about the details of his contract and what his goals and desires are. Sometimes late in a career, veterans want to look for, in his case, another chance for a ring. And at this point, I don't know where that would put him. But again, he may be one of those guys that are happy where they are and and they want to be a Royal for life. But he's certainly producing and could help somebody if they needed it.
Those lineups brought to you, by the way, by Bootleggin' Tavern. Claibs and I are going to be out at Bootleggin' Tavern tomorrow, 5401 Shoto, doing the lunch show out there. And I believe Claibs is on the call, the play-by-play for these first 2 games of the Royals series in St. Louis. So check him out on KMOX for the next 2 days. Yes. I don't know if he's if he's doing the games with John Rooney or with Ricky Horton, but I know he told me he was on the call for these. Rammer, we have other news for the Cardinals today, as Ali Marmol met with the media, and for a lot of the media, they didn't make that Ohio trip, or at least both legs of the Ohio trip, and this is the first chance that they're getting to speak with Ali here at Busch Stadium today. The big news, Tyler O'Neill, who has been out since May 5th, so closing in on a month of being without Tyler O'Neill. The Cardinals have shut him down with baseball activity, saying he is at a standstill right now. That this is the third time that he has been shut down from baseball activity since going on the injured list. This has just become a recurring issue with Tyler O'Neill's career. When he gets injured, it's a long road to recovery.
You know, I know it's a bad back, and that is brutal and miserable. I thought I saw or heard about a report being talked about that it doesn't seem to be a disc problem. I don't know if you've heard something differently. That it is other soft tissue, but it is a little bit confounding, isn't it?
It is, and we know that it's been an issue the last 3 years or so. And this offseason, Tyler O'Neill said that he was making changes to the way that he was working out and getting prepared for the season. And we all know the build of Tyler O'Neill. I think it's fair to say that Tyler O'Neill might have more muscle than anybody else in that Cardinals locker room, and maybe more muscle than most players in Major League Baseball when it comes to his fitness routine. And it seems like that's something that when he pulls something, when he hurts something, it kind of hangs him up for a bit.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm willing to go to the point where his bad back is associated with that. But until it's figured out what's wrong and how to fix it, I guess all options on the injury front are available to be talked about. It sounds like it's something different from that. But again, I haven't seen a medical report, so it's hard to say. Maybe it's something on one of our other Claibs Online podcasts with Dr. Rick Lehman. Maybe we can dive a little deeper into this with the good doctor.
I was just going to say the exact same thing. Dr. Rick podcast comes out every Wednesday or Thursday here on claibsonline.com, and that seems like a topic for the next time we sit down and knock a few episodes out. Also on the injury front for the Cardinals, a Jake Woodford rehab assignment is imminent. It is, so he will be throwing the ball again. Dylan Carlson, who had a left ankle sprain, has been hitting from the left side and running again. So he will need a minor league rehab assignment as well for a couple games before he returns to the Cardinals. But if you're wondering why it's important about left side, left ankle, that is going to be his plant and twist ankle when he's batting from the left side. So you want to make sure that is much stronger for that, not as much of an issue when he's batting from the right side. So Dylan Carlson's going to need to make those need to make those swings from the left side before he can make a return to the Cardinals.
It's been a surprise when you saw the twisted ankle. You thought, okay, a few days and you're back at it. It's far more serious than it looked, obviously.
Yeah, and I think the Cardinals thought that too. I mean, they did not put him on the IL immediately. They were like, okay, we'll give it a couple days, and it did not improve. And we are where we are right now. Cardinals go Adam Wainwright today, a 1:15 game. Rammer, you and I will be back tomorrow before the game that has Miles Mikolas and Zach Greinke on the mound. Possibly the last time that we will see Zach Greinke pitch, as you got to think that this is kind of winding down in his Hall of Fame career as well.
Yeah, I haven't really given that any thought. He's an interesting cat. So hopefully you can hasten his retirement by blowing him out of the game today. I'm more concerned about the Cardinals than the Royals in that who's going to close, not just today, but from now on. Helsley, I'm very concerned that Helsley has what it takes to be a closer.
That is definitely something to discuss, as I would imagine we will not see Ryan Helsley at all today. It seems like a Giovanni Gallegos day, and back with Helsley tomorrow before the 2 days off on Wednesday and Thursday going in to the weekend series at Pittsburgh. So we will see how Ali Marmol wants to handle that bullpen for the next couple days before the extended days off. Are you and Rock doing a show tonight before the NBA Game 7?
My partner has not reached out
I
to
think
me.
I just lost Rammer there as I asked that question. So I will wait for him to refresh, and I will ask it again. Rammer, are you and Rock doing a show tonight before Game 7?
The leader of the two-man game has not reached out to me. I anticipate we'll do a something more tomorrow, but he may change his mind and get all excited about tonight's action, and we'll figure it out. But I think tomorrow and then previewing the finals might be the way to go. But we'll see what Rock wants to do.
All right, so I'm going to ask you then, who you got, Celtics or Heat tonight?
I want the Celtics to go so on radio I can rip everybody in America for ripping Tatum. Although I absolutely love Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler's a terrific player, and Miami's well coached, and they were great. But I love being the counter guy, and when something goes against the national narrative, it's fun to rip everybody else.
Hey, we are brought to you each and every day by Royal Banks of Missouri and also Munganess St. Louis Acura and Munganess Burkhart Alton Toyota. If you're planning a summer road trip and maybe you don't want to take your car, maybe you need a little more space before you go and you check out those big rental companies and spend all of that money, hey, head on over to altontoyota.com and check out the Toyotas that they have for you to rent. In 2 weeks from now, we have a baseball tournament up in Iowa. We're going to be renting a Sienna van from there. Not only are we going to have more space for all the stuff that we'll have to take up there, but it's also about 50 or so miles to the gallon because it's a hybrid that they have out there at Munganess Burkhart Alton Toyota. Check them out online at altontoyota.com. We will be back your way tomorrow before the evening game, Cardinals and Royals, tomorrow night at Busch Stadium. Plenty of tickets available for that game as well as part of the I-70 series. Always a well-attended series. 2 games only this year in St. Louis. Until then, he is Bob Ramsey. I'm Joe Roderick. We will be back with you tomorrow here on Daily Cards Live right here on ClaibsOnline.com.
From our roots in St. Louis, Royal Banks of Missouri is branching out to continue serving you with our locations in St. Charles, Jerseyville, Granite City, and now in Hannibal, Center, and New London. Royal Banks of Missouri, the community bank in your community.